Hi, welcome to Eddie's Research. As usual, I have an image at the back, which is the latest bit of research I've done about migratory bird deaths in India. Quite depressing and quite interesting in its own way, if that makes sense. Quite interesting, have a look at it if you want to. Anyway, for this bit of research, I'm looking at the George Floyd alleged murder in the US. And why do I say alleged? Well, I've been hearing all sides of this video. It's fake, it's real, he's fake, and he's real. So instead of just watching the video as it is or going by what the masks say it is, I'm going to try and break down the video and look at each part fully. Yes, and that includes places, objects, etc. So, this is where I found the video. So I've just taken a snapshot here. There's the actual main link, and there's Danielle Fraser, and if you go to that one, you'll end up with a video. It's all blurred, but you have to then click to say you want to see it. I've downloaded the video, as in I recorded it, so I basically pressed play and started recording it for the context of this research. I'm always trying to find the original source of the media, and in this case I had, so that's good. There's the one that hasn't been touched. Now, the reason why I always say try and go for the original as opposed to ones that you've seen on the news or on YouTube or whatever is they might be cropped, they might be edited, they might have bits missing, they might have bits added. Sometimes they're not as long, sometimes they're longer and it doesn't make any sense. Sometimes they're blurred or not, you know what I mean. It's always better to try to find the original. The one I did not recently, but a while ago on the Iran tanker thing, I found the original, which was on the I think the US Navy's website, or was it the Department of Defense? I can't remember where I found it, but basically that was the original. And then when you looked at some images that they posted on the news, they were in colour, not in black and white like the original was, and they had markings on which the original did not have. So it's quite interesting to see that, because then you say, well, where the hell did they get the original from if this is the original on the news but it's not? One thing I will say straight from the off is there were others recording and filming the scene. Do they have any footage? I'm unsure about that one. Anyway, onto the original clip that all have seen. So straight away we see many interesting things, but where was the actual location? So we need to match up some things first and to get an overall feel of the area. According to Wikipedia, yes, it was actually there. I mean, I started doing this research a while ago. It was there pretty quick, and we'll have a look at some things from there maybe later. So here it is, the website of killing George Floyd. It's got the image there. It's got all the stuff into it, you know, all about the guy, where it was. You can read the article content if you really want to. So it actually gives the location on the right here, the coordinates, which is the actual main thing to look for, because it goes straight to it. So we'll try and look there and see what it shows. And of course Google Maps will be outdated, but it gives us a rough idea. And I've actually written down the coordinates for future, so I actually knew where it was. So this is Google Maps, the main view. So there's the corner. Okay, and then we have the satellite view. So it's the same one. You can see that there. Smoke and pit, smoke in the pit there. Speedway, speedway. So it's the same place. Sorry about this, something just popped up in front of my screen. And on the ground, but the image is from 2019, so it's not that old, but it shows certain parts. So we have the first part here. This is the corner of the place. We have the cooked foods there. We have the intersection, speedway, and the other corner. So I just took images of where the video shows things. There's no need to show the other roads that have nothing to do with the video, you know, like, I don't know, this one down here or this little house down here, because that's not where it all happened. So that gives us a rough idea of what it looked like a year ago. So if you want to see where it was, there it was, May 2019, down there. We'll try and go through the video from the beginning, and anything of interest look at it in depth if possible. So, first up, exactly 1 second in, is the back of the police car. 1 second. There. So that's literally 1 second into the video, the back of the police car. Now I couldn't access the police department's website as they blocked anyone from the UK. It may be common practice, or maybe it's all been blocked due to this video. I'll probably make a name. So I managed to get to their Twitter feed. Now originally when I did my research I couldn't get it. They kept timing out on me and kept locking me out their Twitter feed. Now obviously it's been a few months since it happened. A couple of months. Well, I can get to it now, so there we go. But when I was doing my research, I couldn't. So we had to do with what was available. Now, there was reflection in the back of the window. There. So there's my reflection. Okay. And that is the place that was next to it. Yeah. So we need to reverse the image because this is a mirror image, and then reduce it into size so it kind of matches. Yeah, so there it is reversed, and then we've tried to reduce it in size. Now I was a bit unsure about this bit. As to the left at the, we'll call it the OO, that doesn't appear to be a D. Yeah, you instantly say that's not a D. But we actually get a better shot of it about 9 minutes and 12 seconds. There. And that does look like the food's backwards, so there's a tick there. Now around 3 seconds we have an image of a bin. It's very distinct and still features on the images from 2019. First the clip and the Google image. So there's the clip, and you can see the bin. So I'm drinking some tea, and there's the bin in Google Images. Okay, pretty distinct. Now obviously we never saw the back of it that's facing the shop. There, here. But you can definitely see the side, and it's identical. So that's a tick. But is it? Why, may you ask? They're identical. Let's look at the Google image from 2019 again, in full. So here we are, there's the image, May 2019. What can you see here, apart from the bin? A small road sign? Well, that could have been removed later. What about that massive sign to the right? What you may be able to spot is the location of the bin in relation to the Google image. Oh. What do I mean by that? Well, let's take a closer look. So this is the Google Earth, or Google Images, and that's the bin. Now can you spot it? Now ignore the actual bin, but look at the pavement. In the top picture, the bin is located on a paving slab, and to the right is a partial slab with a light just on it. Just about on it there. And the bottom picture, there's a brand new white slab to the left. It's a different angle, but it's the same bin. I have a far better image at the 3 second mark. There. Now can you spot it? It's been moved. There's a good few paving slabs on the left before you get near that shop, to the corner. Now the question I want to know is, when was it moved? Remember that Google image was only from May 2019, so in the space of a year it's moved quite a way along. So with any type of research, I always say don't jump the gun. Well, why? I was initially thinking that it's been recorded elsewhere at a different date due to the bin location, but I don't think it was. Now I actually did start looking at municipal things and trying to figure out who it was that moves bins or works with sidewalks in America, because I haven't got a clue. So I actually found an image on a news site. So here's the news site, this one here. And there it is. Now I could actually click on the link before it was opened up to a big link. So I've got it better in the in my article here. Hang on a second. So here it is in a nicer, bigger version. It was the same as the image you just saw a second ago. And there is the bin. You can see the bin and the paving slab, that new one. And on its right, a good amount of distance before the corner. So from that I can conclude it was taken after May 2019. I still can't say for a definite when, but it looks like May 2019 onwards is a benchmark. Okay, the next bit to look at 9 seconds in, we have this. It's the dark image in the background I'm actually looking at, saying, "I was so tired." This isn't the May 2019 image from Google. Okay, you can see it there, May 2019. Now I'm very glad that I got these images when I started this research, as Google Maps only shows from June 2020. Useful in some ways, but if you're researching at a later date, hard to determine things. But it's only from one particular image that's in June 2020, outside the shop where he died. So if you go and you land your little dude that you can drag onto there, and you pop him down here, it's fine. You can move over here, and it looks just like this. If you drag your little dude and pop him right on the corner, then all you see is loads of images of people standing around, some light on the wall, the floor here, and loads of flowers everywhere. So it's a totally different image. I mean, it might have changed by in the future, but that's what it was. Anyway, back to that sign. On Google Maps, I can see it. So there it is. So I've found it here. It seems to be from a Christian group called Worldwide Outreach. So here's their website, Worldwide Outreach. Look at this if you want to. And this is this is them. There. So they probably still have the border up or painted, as it looks like it was actually very well done. If somebody's painted that, well done. In my mind, it's a bloody good picture. Better some of the slogans you see plastered over people's walls. Okay, so that can't prove anything. So what about 45 seconds? There's this colourful image across the street. There. Well, it was there in 2019. There it was. It's not an image, it's pipes or something. Not exactly sure. It looks like it's something to do with the speedway thing. Now, I looked at the new image from the June 2020, so I couldn't see the same item, as someone just happened to be stood in the way. And there they are. So this is the image 2020. So like I say, if you drop your little dude up here and you come down here, it's like a normal street, as it were. If you drop a little dude here, this is what you can see. So there's people standing around wearing the masks. Apart from this guy who stood right where the bin is, or whatever it is that's there is just behind him. So that's inconclusive, I would say. Can't say for certain it's still there. Now at around 47 seconds there's this image. I know it's a bit blurry. Basically it was literally a case of it was there 1 second, 1 frame, and then next frame she disappeared or it went into complete obliteration. So that's about as close as I can get to it. But one thing I was curious about was, and they may have already, but I haven't seen it and I haven't looked really, is why the others recording never uploaded. So this is the image of the other person recording. Oh, nice. You can see it there. It's not brilliant. Now I had a bit of a play with it to see if I can get it to sharpen up. Bear in mind I'm doing what I can with what I've got. Now I know it's bad, but if you squint your eyes, screw them up so you look like you're peering through a pinhole, you can just make out a back of a car. So this is just there's my mouse, back of the car here. But in all honesty, I'm going to dismiss this image. You can barely see anything except for this guy here, but you know what I mean, you can't see a damn thing. Next we have a bus that appears at 1 minute and 47 seconds, and there's a bit of image later on, but first of all, the first one. And the second at 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Great slogans. On the first part, it would say, "Open your eyes, edit." Open your eyes, edit. And this seems to be. I'll get into this as well. I'm not going to get into this second, but if you ever read up about this kind of thing or holding of one eye, it's a certain thing that's a lot of people have researched, and it's a certain points to something. I'm not going to explain what it is because I don't really go into too much. I mean, I do read up on various things, but it's very interesting. And so obviously the second one here is open your eyes. So open your eyes, same thing there. I don't think that's what it was meant to say, but does that site exist? Well, yes it does. So here we are, yourmoneyfurther.com. Open your eyes. Load a blurb about it. There they are doing the same thing again. You know, if I was going to open my eyes, I wouldn't use my both fingers like that. Because you can't really open your eyes like that, can you? So there you go. Now I looked into the company a little bit, and it actually states that they created the website in January 2019. So here we are for news.kuna.org, which is actually from their website. January 2019, they launched yourmoneyfurther.com, a website there. There they are again, you see, opening your eyes with your two fingers the wrong way around. So there you go. So I actually looked at the whois to see a bit more about them. So here we are at domaintools.com, yourmoneyfurther.com. So the interesting thing is the website was actually created in 2015, updated in 2016. Seems a bit strange. They registered the site in 2015 but only just released it in 2019. I mean, it's a long gap. Anyway, and there's more proof it was taken at the place it said it was taken. 2 minutes and 49 seconds is this, which, looking at around about May 2019, is roughly this. So you can see there's the bin, or whatever it is. There's a bin there, there's a bin there. There's the bus shelter, yeah. It's a different angle, obviously, because the bin. He said he's seen red sign above him with this like a mirror thing, or circle, or whatever it is there. So it's the same sort of thing. Now, at 4 minutes and 49 seconds, we have this. Again, it's a strange sign to have, but maybe because the place is called Speedway. So you can read into what you want, but this isn't a race. So first of all, you have edit, open your eyes, and then this isn't a race. People can read this into whatever you want to read it into, but I just think it's because it's right next to this thing. Or it might be something else. I tried looking for the sign, but I had no luck. I've found so many signs that were very similar, but not that one. So so there we go. At 4 minutes and 51 seconds, there's this. Now this is the gas, or petrol as we say in the good old UK, for the Speedway gas station. Now we know it's the correct sign, but can we determine the prices? There may be a better image later on, but this is the one from May 2019 from Google. The bottom value is coffee, which we never see in the UK on petrol signs. It's just not something we normally see when you drive along to get some petrol. Is how much a cup of coffee is, or maybe you do if you go on the motorways, but realistically, not really. Maybe price of a breakfast. Anyway, it's the unleaded price, and on the video at 189 and 910. Well, it says 910 there. The video. 189 there. 910, 910. I don't know what the 910 is, as it's on both images, but I guess the main one is the 189. Now it states unleaded, but looking around in the US, all gas is mainly unleaded, apart from diesel. But there are different grades: regular, mid-grade, and premium. I'm assuming that this may be regular, but in the interest of this research, I'm going to look at all three types. Now, I know in the UK we have different types, but I always opt for the green one, the basic unleaded. So a few people have said that the gas price has never been that low during lockdown. That's what a lot of people have said. So I decided to actually have a look. Instead of just going, I've never seen the prices this low ever in lockdown. It's false. So it's the US Energy Information Administration. And apart from being a government website, they perform a lot of statistical analysis, which I always like doing, but that's just me being sad. So I actually found this is the weekly prices for gasoline and diesel. And as you can see, it has three grades: regular, mid-grade, and premium. And if you click on the view history, it brings up all the weeks per year from 1994, well actually 1993 in all fairness, but 1994 usually, to 2020. Now on the screenshots, I'll put screenshots in the video, but it's probably easier if I just show you here on the website. So we're just going to click on this one here. I'll open in a new tab so we can keep going back and forth. So there's regular. Okay. I've got a bit of images in a second. Okay. So here we are. What I've done is from May 2019 onwards, because that's where we've decided, obviously we confirmed it from May 2019, due to the bin and various other things is where it starts from. It's our benchmark, as it were. So the prices were in the range of 2.5 to 2.8, whereas April and May 2020 was 1.7 to 1.9. Yeah, 1.7, 1.9. Okay. The video was shot on the 25th of May, which may be between week 3 and 4, which is 1.878 to 1.960. The value of the video was 1.89. So from this, if it's regular, it looks like it's been narrowed down to April, May 2020. But what about the other two grades? Good point. Let's have a look at mid-grade. So we're just going to click on the mid-grade here, which is there, as you can see, mid-grade. There's mid-grade, and there's the images, or the thing. You can scroll down, like I said, they all go all the way back to 1994, if you really want to, all the way up to the new one there. Okay, well, it's a lot higher. For all of 2019, it barely dropped below 3. So for the 2 months in 2020, it never dropped below 2. So premium here Yeah, premium, premium. Click all the way down there. So here we are again. Again, they're very high. They never drop below. Look, 3 here and again 2 there. So from this part, we've narrowed it down to April and May 2020. So that concludes every frame of the video, and looking to find distinct images that we could research. At the very beginning I was thrown by that bin, but then I narrowed that down for May 2019 to 2020. The above final image for the fuel prices narrowed it down even further. Now it is of my opinion that the video is real. It was recorded in April or May 2020. As to the people involved, or the police, the victims, including the bystanders, I cannot say. All I researched was if the video was real, and if it took place on the date it stated, and I feel it was real, but for a date range of April-May 2020. It's been a long task, and to be honest, I never know what the outcome of my research will be. If you start with an idea of what the ending will be, then that will skew your research. And this is the same for anything. You know, if you think, well, I don't know, aliens did it, I'm going to put my research towards the aliens. You know, I'm just throwing something out there a bit strange or whatever. But it's the same. If you instantly think something's bad because you don't trust the visual narrative or whatever, it could be anything. You know, you could be figuring out why people keep dumping rubbish outside your house, and you instantly think it's that person down the road, and it might not be. Might be the other guy down the other end of the street, for you know. Anyway, as always, thank you for reading, and any comments, obviously reading them. There's my video here, and I've got my article you can read. Please comment. Interested to see what people think, but I've actually gone from images and tried to narrow it down, as opposed to, like I said at the very beginning, of somebody just telling me it's fake. It's fake. It's fake. It's obvious it's fake. You can tell. The petrol prices have never been that low before, ever. Well, they have. So deal with it. It wasn't filmed there. Well, it was. So there you go. Of course, like I said, I can't tell about the people. I haven't got a clue. They could all be completely fake and just work for a local casting agency for all I know. I don't know. I didn't look into them. Okay, thank you for watching, and goodbye.